Be confident, be bold, be authentic, but don't forget to take action. This is Ordinary to Badass, where our stories empower women to step into the spotlight of their own lives and pursue what they're truly passionate about. It's time to step into the arena and become more than just extraordinary. It's time to become a badass with your host, Marie Sonneman.
Welcome to Ordinary to Badass, episode number 168. In this episode, you're going to hear 3 reasons why Deante Young is so badass. In case you missed the last episode, Deante is the author of Dirty Truth Publishing. He has written 3 books this year. The most recent is Winning is for Losers. And then he has a book coming out before the end of 2021, which is Stick with Your Own Kind. He always keeps you on your toes with the names of his books because they surprise you what they mean, or he takes a common meaning and kind of flips it on its head. So I love that. So if you missed the last episode, go back, give it a listen. You won't be disappointed. All right. With that, let's get to this episode. 3 reasons why Deante Young is so badass. Welcome to Ordinary to Badass. Whether you're ordinary or badass, I am so glad you're here. Today, I'm going to share 3 reasons why Deante Young is so badass. I absolutely love the last episode, all the great nuggets and takeaways, so I had to narrow it down to 3, and the 3 I came up with. First, Deante goes where he's celebrated. Second, he overcame procrastination. And the 3rd reason why Deante Young is badass is because he makes the effort. As he said, you win by making the effort. So with that, let's dig in. Okay. The first thing, Deante says, go where you are celebrated. And I love how he follows that. It's like, there's so much stuff in life that will tear you down, or so many people that will tear you down. So why surround yourself with those people? When you're feeling down and out, who do you need to talk to? Do you need to seclude and go by yourself? Does that ever help? Well, maybe it helps sometimes. I'm an introvert, so yeah, probably helps sometimes. But if you're feeling depressed, if you're feeling down, a lot of times you need to be around people, but not just any person, right? You want to be around people who will celebrate you, who will lift you up. I know Deante has been that sort of friend for me. He always celebrates me, lifts me up. I try to do the same thing for him. But here's the thing. It's like you want to be around those type of people. Create that type of culture. The people in your life celebrate you, lift you up, help you to do new things. So who in your life celebrates you? Who is lifting you up? Take a moment and write those people's names down. Say note to self. Hang out with mom more. Hang out with dad more. Hang out with your friend Janice more, whoever it is. If they celebrate you, they're supportive friends. Hopefully you're doing the same thing for them as well. But be intentional about being around those people that celebrate you. So when you have some new big idea, don't go to the person that's going to be a negative Nelly. Don't go to the person that's going to shoot your idea down. Find the person that's going to celebrate you. You deserve it. You deserve to be celebrated. But sometimes you have to be intentional about it. You got to be intentional about the people you're surrounding yourself with. Otherwise, it doesn't always happen. And also, there's good people that celebrate you, lift you up, and then you just might forget to reach out to them or talk to them. But be intentional about it. It'll make all the difference in the world. So, taking a page from Deante's book, today, I want to celebrate you. You are a total badass. I appreciate that you're in the arena, doing the work, getting dust on your face, and still coming back for more, right? Life is hard. Sometimes things come our way and it's just hard to figure out how to move past the failure, how to move past the hardship, but you are doing it. You are doing the hard things. You're not criticizing people doing the hard things. You're doing them yourself and taking action, even if it's a teeny tiny action every day. That's it. Or a teeny action once a week. I don't care. Just start taking little actions. And then the process of taking little actions will lead to big action. And, you know, in the episode, Deante said, you have to grow into it, right? So everything doesn't have to change overnight. Just start taking these small actions and grow into the person that you want to be. But either way, I know that you will get there, and you're such a badass. So thank you for being here, for listening to this podcast, and for taking action in your life. I love that. All right. The second reason why Deante Young is so badass is because he overcame procrastination. Deante kept saying, like, he was the laziest person in the world. But sometimes it's just finding little things that help you get motivated, right? And hey, he felt like he was procrastinating. He said he was a pro at procrastination. And guess what? He wrote 3 books this year. 3 books in 1 year. And scratch that. In December, he's going to be releasing his 4th book. And so he'll have written 4 books in 1 year. Those are the first 4 books he's ever written, right? There wasn't 1 book in 2020 or 1 book in 2019. Nope. He took action and wrote 4 books in 1 year. A lot can happen in a year. Think about that. We are rounding the corner for 2022. A lot can happen in a year. And I would urge you, don't wait till 2022. Start now. We often think, oh, let's wait till a Monday, let's wait till a new year, then I'll start, then everything will be different. Make the difference now. My friend Lex Lakofsky was on the podcast before, and he said procrastination ends the moment that you start. It's true. So why wait till 2022? Overcome procrastination now. It is so possible for you. So Deante, not only did he write 4 books in a year, but he works out every weekday. And he has made that a priority. For the past 14 months, he's worked out every day, sometimes twice a day. So at the time of the recording of the podcast, he had done 391 workouts. And what I loved was he said, at first, before going to the gym, he would go to McDonald's and grab McDonald's and then sit in the parking lot of the gym. For a couple days, he did that just to get in the habit of going to the gym or going to the parking lot of the gym. And then eventually he went inside. So it's tiny steps. It doesn't have to be big, gigantic steps. He started on day one. And now he's up to 391 workouts. He took that one day at a time. And then as time goes, you start to build momentum and get excited. Like, oh, I can do this. This is a thing. And like it gets easier and easier because you've built the courage to do it. You've established a habit, so you don't even have to think about it. It's like, okay, no matter what, I am doing this. And sometimes the further you get along in your journey, the more you get, like the snowball starts getting bigger and bigger and starts rolling. So it gets a little bit easier for momentum. But it does. It starts with day one. So I absolutely love that. Stop your procrastination today. It's just the small steps. So even if you want to go to the gym and you need to sit in the parking lot with McDonald's, do it. Do it. I know when I was training for my first race, which was a marathon, I would run at the same time every weekday and then the same time on the weekends, right? So on the weekdays at 4 o'clock or 4:30, right when I got home from work, I would put on my workout clothes. And so no matter what, you're gonna put on your workout clothes. So I would just get in the habit of putting on my workout clothes. And then once I had them on, even on days where I didn't feel like running, then I'd be like, well, you're already in your workout clothes. You might as well just get out, right? So sometimes it's just setting up little tricks like that for yourself to get yourself motivated. And again, you don't need as much motivation once you've established a habit. So what do you want to change with your life? Where do you want to establish a new habit? Maybe you look at a goal that you want to accomplish. So if you have a goal of running a marathon, okay, then establish a habit that will help you start running more, right? So that could just be putting on your clothes every day after work or after a certain time. You put on your workout clothes, and then maybe you don't even go for a run or a walk that first day. You just put on your clothes, get in the habit of putting on workout clothes right when you get home from work or whatever time works for you. Or like Deante, he wanted to write a book, right? And not only did he write one, but he wrote 4. So how can you establish a writing habit? Maybe you just sit down for 5 minutes every day and write 5 minutes. Or you just get your computer out, get your laptop out the same time every single day and just get in the habit of getting your laptop out. And then you start writing. And again, do it 5 minutes a day. It doesn't have to be some big, huge thing. So what's your overarching goal? What's the big, audacious goal or the big, hairy, audacious goal? I don't know what the saying is, but what's your big goal that you want to accomplish? And then look at teeny tiny habits that you can create so that it'll help you get to that big goal. And I know they might seem like small habits, but that is the thing. Your day is one, your year is one in these small habits or these seemingly small habits, these seemingly small changes. They can help you get over procrastination. And you can feel like you're lazy. Deante feels like he's lazy. He still says, oh, I'm the laziest person in the world. Guess what? I feel like I'm lazy in a lot of ways. But I do these little tricks and stuff to help me get out of my own way, right? Okay, the third reason why Deante Young is so badass is because he made the effort. He made the effort in so many parts of his life. He made changes and started going to the gym. He started writing. Then, when he was writing his book, Winning is for Losers, he put it out there. He went big and started asking for big people to share their stories, to be a part of his book. I think he even said he went to Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson! Would you be intimidated reaching out to Mike Tyson? And then let's even take it a different way, because Mike Tyson, yeah, he's a fighter. People could be intimidated, but like, what about like Rachel Hollis? What about Reese Witherspoon? You know, any famous person, would you be intimidated by reaching out to them? And a lot of us would be. A lot of times we give them the answer. We say no for them before we even ask them, because we already assume their answer is going to be no. Who says? Let them tell you no. And as Deante talked about, no isn't a bad thing. Sometimes it takes hearing a lot of no's to be like, oh, it's really not that big a deal, right? It gives you more courage because you're no longer afraid of the no. What would it feel like to not be afraid of hearing no? And man, if you're afraid of hearing no, I am not judging you. It definitely is something you have to build that habit or build that kind of thick skin from hearing no. But then after a while, it doesn't bother you so much. And maybe it didn't bother you in the past, but you've gotten out of the habit of asking for things or of asking for what you want. So now you're afraid of saying no again or hearing no again. That's fine. It's like, we're human. Hearing no is almost like a muscle that you got to build back up again. If you don't do it for a while, if you don't put yourself out in those hard situations, then you're going to have to build that muscle back up, get used to hearing no again. So don't feel bad about it, right? Just get back on the horse, start putting yourself out there again, going for your dreams and making the effort. Here's the thing. You could get a no for somebody, but it could still establish a connection, right? Then they know who you are. You're putting your name out there. So maybe the second or third time you ask them, I'm not saying ask them back to back, but say a year down the line, you ask them again. No, they might say, okay. Then a year later, you ask them again for a different opportunity. And even if they don't remember you, something about your idea might stick to them. And it might be like, oh, this sounds like a good idea. Because they've heard it before. They've heard your pitch before. Or they've heard your brand before. I heard a story before, and I believe it was Elizabeth Gilbert in Big Magic. I don't know for sure, but I believe so. And she talked about how she had written a book or written a script and sent it to somebody and got completely rejected. Like, they're like, no, this does not resonate. This is a horrible idea. And then years later, the same exact book was pitched. And the person was like, oh my gosh, this book is so great. It really resonates with me, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, what? Like, it was the same person that thought her book was crap a couple years before, or a couple years before that. And then all of a sudden they loved it. Some of it's timing, right? Some of it's timing. And some of it's planting seeds. Like Deante said, you put seeds out there, not worried about the outcome. And he talked about somebody that was in his book, Emil Gamendolf, I believe. I might have mispronounced the last name, but he talked about Emil owning a bunch of fitness clubs and was a millionaire, right? Had a lot of money, had a lot of fitness clubs. And Deante didn't know that he would say yes, but he reached out anyway and asked him to be a part of his book and share his story. And he did. Deante planted that seed, not worrying what Emil would say and not picking Emil's answer for him. And guess what? Emil said yes. Not only did Emil say yes, but he invited Deante, words are hard, forgive me, but he invited Deante to come onto his yacht, and he got to interview him on the yacht. And so how amazing is that? Merely by putting the seed out there and not worrying about the outcome, amazing opportunities came to him. He got to meet and talk to amazing people that he might not have seen himself talking to before. So put yourself out there. Win by making the effort. Don't be so concerned with the outcome. And sometimes if the outcome isn't what you want, it might be in your best interest in the long run. So it's not your job to worry about the outcome. It's your job to do the work. Whatever your work is, whatever your calling is, that is your job. All right, let's do a quick recap. 3 reasons why Deante Young is so badass is 1, he goes where he is celebrated. 2, he overcame procrastination. And the third reason why Deante Young is so badass is because he won by making the effort. He put seeds out there without worrying about the outcome. All right. If you love this podcast episode as much as I did, reach out to Deante. I know that I say this all the time, but I think it's so, so important. Your words have an impact. Your feedback means so much. So reach out to Deante on Instagram at Deante Unlimited, Deante Unlimited. Reach out to him. Like, take a screenshot of his episode and then send it to him on Instagram and tag me at Ordinary to Badass and let him know, what was your takeaway? What did you learn from what he said? Did you gain inspiration from what he said? Did it teach you something? Like, he said X, so you did Y and it resulted in Z, right? Or how did it help you to take action? I promise you that your feedback is so important. So reach out, Deante Unlimited, and myself at Ordinary to Badass. We would love to hear from you. All right. With that, let's end the show. To all the badass women out there staying in the arena, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, own it and get after it.
Now that you've listened to this episode of Ordinary to Badass, we want to hear from you. Go to our website, ordinarytobadass.com/podcast, and submit your own experience on how you took your life from ordinary to badass and get the chance to be on a future spotlight episode of the show. That's ordinarytobadass.com/podcast. While you're waiting for the next episode of the show, wipe off the sweat, dust off the dirt, and get back in the arena.